So this is the other car of my dad, which is the BMW M140i. This one is actually X-Drive, which means it is powered on all four wheels. You also have it in rear-wheel drive, but my dad really wanted the X-Drive. But the car doesn't really look that angry. I mean, it looks angry with the BMW headlights. I mean, if you see this car in your mirrors, you don't probably think that it is a BMW M140i. You will probably think that it's just a stock 1 series, and this is what the car makes it really special. The 6 inline 3 liters 6 inline from BMW, the B58, which is actually an insane engine and really reliable. It is so powerful. Some people just tuned the car over 700 horsepower or something, and it's really not that hard. If you change one little thing on this engine, it already delivers a lot more horsepower. But my dad didn't. So his 6 inline is stock, and it always remain like that. It has 340 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque, which is a lot for this car. And I love this car. We've been through so many things with this car. We went to the Nürburgring for the first time for me. My dad already went some times to Nürburgring. But we went a lot of times with this BMW M140i, which did pretty well on the Nürburgring, no problems at all. The performance about this BMW is just mind-blowing. And I think it really is one of the best BMWs you can get for not very much money. I mean, it is expensive, quite expensive, but it's not expensive as a real M model. Unfortunately, they didn't make a BMW M1 model. You have the BMW M1, which is a racer from the 90s or 80s, but they never made a real M1, which is the F20 model 1 series. I love it with the double exhaust pipe. The BMW M carbon exhaust tips, which my dad actually did aftermarket, with a BMW M badge on the back and also on the sides of the car. But I mean, just look at it. I really love the shape of the car. We also got the stock BMW M140i wheels. It suits the car very well, especially with the blue BMW M calipers. Look really good, matching with the BMW logo. My dad had before some winter tires on the car with also winter rims. They were actually black and had the centered wheel caps, but this one doesn't. I mean, it's not moving at all, but quite funny to have those wheel centered caps. You can spin it around as many times as you want, but the BMW logo will always point to the top. You can recognize the BMW M140i easily by these chrome or more silver parts of the car, which also are the mirror caps, and those wheels are only delivered on the M140i, I believe. It looks very angry, but as I said earlier, from the front it just looks like a normal 1 series, which is fine. My dad doesn't care if he is standing out in the traffic or not. One of the best things that BMW does is the interior in those cars. They are so good, still analog speedometers, which is much better because the 2018, the LCI, which stands for Life Cycle Impulse, has digital speedometers, and I don't like them very much. I love the analog dials. We do have some carbon in the center console, including on the gear shifter. I like it a lot. The handbrake is also carbon. And let's start the car because the 6-cylinder is so magical. Oh, the sound of that. I love it. So, welcome inside the car. Let me put it in sport, which means that the suspension will be stiffer and the engine will be much more responsive. Let me put the gearbox to the left. It will downshift automatically a couple of gears. So it is now in sport mode. So let's have some fun with the mega sounding car of BMW. The inline 6, all the 6 cylinders of BMW, they just sound so good. Now my dad has actually 2 cars that sound very good. The Golf R32 and the BMW M140i. He owns the car now for almost 6 or 7 years, which is insane. The car has one turbo and an 8-speed single clutch gearbox, and I like the gearbox a lot, which is very remarkable because it is a single clutch, meaning it has only one clutch, so it doesn't switch from the clutch. The dual clutch is much more responsive and it shifts much quicker. Hello, I don't know who it is, but welcome. So when you accelerate with the single clutch and then shift, you can really feel the shift in your back, and I like that a lot. Even though the dual clutch is much better, it shifts so much faster. I don't know, who are those people? Why are they waving at me? The brakes are also extremely good of the car, but the brakes are a bit down under the pedal, meaning that I have to push it really hard before it brakes good. So this is normal, and this is when I brake it the whole way through. If you leave your foot off the gas, it does some crackle noises. It's not really a pop or a bang, which also sounds quite good. The power and the sound of the car. Amazing. As my dad says, this car is just mind-blowing every time you drive it. The direct torque that this car gives is just, it's insane. So you also have Sport Plus, but then the traction control will turn off a bit. It says dynamic traction control activated. Well, I'm not doing that, my dad neither. It's so unnecessary to put the traction control off of the car. The X-Drive is really good though, but if you switch everything off, it still goes like a crazy car. We tried it once at the Nürburgring at a very cool hairpin, and when you turn everything off and you swing it around in the corner, well, you're just basically power sliding, which is quite cool in the X-Drive. So let's shift back a couple times. And maybe you can hear those noises. Listen, very good. I know you hear that. I know you hear that. Most of them are not so loud. You can see on my face that the single clutch is really like doing this when you shift it up. I like it. It's some kind of driving experience in the car, which is really enjoying. Oh, the car pulls so fast. Cool corner here. Hopefully no one is coming. Take it easy and take the racing line. Oh, the torque of the car, 500 Newton meters instantly. I think it's between 1000 RPM and 2000 RPM, which is, oh, the steering is also so direct, which is insane. Also on the Autobahn, we chased a Ferrari SF90 and we were going like 260 kilometers an hour just very easily. And talking about that, the car is unfortunately limited on 250 kilometers an hour. Yes, we did 260 kilometers an hour, but I think it is not the GPS speed. I think GPS speed will be 252 kilometers an hour or something like that, but it is unfortunately limited. And if you put this car on a dyno, it will for sure. Oh, cool Alpha. Oh, he's going quite fast. I like that Alpha. Cool rally car. But if you put this car on a dyno, it will for sure give you not 340 horsepower, but 350, 360, 370. The engine of this car, as I said earlier, is so insane. It is so strong and powerful. Really known engine in the petrolhead world, in the car enthusiast world. My dad is really happy with this car still. He bought it with like 50,000 kilometers and it now has 107 almost. I actually put the 100,000th kilometer on the car, which was quite fun to do in my dad's car. It was actually a weird feeling because it was not my car and I really wanted my dad to reach that milestone, but he said just take the car out and go drive it. And he does that with all the cars he has, so I'm really thankful for that. Oh, yeah, what can I say? Oh, the sound of that inline 6 is magnificent. Shift back, see if we can take the roundabout a bit quick. Holy moly, I've never done this before. It's actually quite weird because the gearbox has 8 different gears, and that's, whoa, that one was really loud by the way, and it is quite strange to work with. I'm still not really learning. I need to get used to the gearbox, that's what I mean. Because of the 8 speed, and on a normal car it is like you're counting 1 gear up in this car. So when you're driving into 3rd gear, you're actually driving 2nd gear in another car. It's only good for the fuel efficiency, because when you're driving on the highway it is like almost idling. Oh, there's the Alpha again. Wow. So the car actually is full option, including a sunroof, which is nice, especially in the summer. There's only one down thing about this car, a negative thing that I want to talk about this car, and those are the seats. They are sitting very well, but the looks of the car, let's go from 2nd. Oh man. I love this engine. Oh, that pop is so loud. I think because I've driven it very warm now. My dad really wanted an Audi RS3 with the 5-cylinder, but he chose this instead. But an upgrade to the Audi RS3 isn't really necessary anymore, because it is not a big upgrade to this car. I mean, the 5-cylinder sounds so special, but it almost has the same power as the car. He is thinking about something else instead of this car, but what will it be? I mean, this car is just perfect. 5 seats, hatchback, a lot of space in the trunk, powerful engine, a fun car to drive. So what will the upgrade be? If you do have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. So this was the BMW M140i of my dad, and I love this car so much, even though I haven't driven it a lot, but I love it. So I'll see you guys in the next car. I don't know what car it will be, but stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, and please leave a like on this video if you liked it. You can really help me with it. So I'll see you guys next time.